Rightio, welcome back to the channel. Today I am out on the water on the kayak yet again, and we're going to be chasing some squid and hopefully get onto some nice big fat King George. I'm in a bit of a new spot to me. I'm fishing the eastern side of the Yorke Peninsula, so it's grounds that I don't often fish, but it's grounds that are really productive at times, so I'm going to try my luck out here. We've been blessed today by a beautiful morning, not much wind, it's all offshore here, which is really quite nice, and that's sort of why I chose this spot. But it's pretty good all the way along the Yorke Peninsula. Tides, they're not fantastic. Everywhere is a bit crappy at the moment with tides, especially the western side of the Yorke Peninsula where I quite often fish. The tides have just been average and the fish haven't really been coming in thick and fast. They've been very inconsistent, so hence why I'm fishing out here. So hopefully, fingers crossed, if you're seeing this introduction, that means I've probably got onto some decent fish. But yeah, let's see what we can do. Let's get you back on my head and let's get out there. Phew. In typical me fashion, I was going to charge my sounder battery last night, but completely forgot, and then woke up this morning and only managed to get it on charge for about an hour. But I thought that might be enough for the session, but whether it was actually charging properly or not was another thing. I sort of went back in and checked on it and it wasn't really charging properly. So we're really out with no sounder today. The sounder is out of action, so I'm sort of really bringing it back to the basics here. Kayak, yes, it's a bit of a non sort of basic kayak, but in the Hobie range it's the cheapest Hobie kayak that you can get your hands on. So basic in that regard. No sounder, just using my eyes, my instinct, my experience to hopefully get onto some nice fish here. But the ground's still very shallow. I fished this area maybe once or twice before, not very often, but I know I have caught squid around there and around in front here. So yeah, plan is to get onto some beautiful southern calamari this morning, and then hopefully, actually almost probably deep enough for squid, but hopefully get onto some nice King George as well. That is the real big aim. I have been craving some fat tings and I haven't really gotten them, so hopefully this is the day that we get onto a few. A nice little pied cormorant flying off in front there. Pretty effective predators they are in these waters, good swimmers, prolific poopers as you just saw there as well. Big smelly poos. I will switch you back on when I figure out where I am going to start my drift. Okay, so we're in a spot, no spot in particular really. I think the grounds just look pretty decent. Depth is a little bit shallow, but I like fishing sort of all different depths to try and find the squid. So we're going to be doing nice long drifts today. In a new location, hopefully trying to find a few squid, but we'll get out there. On my squidding rod this morning, the squid jigger choice is the Gancraft Yellow Devil. It is available on the Strictly Squidding store right now, so if you want to get your hands on a nice squid jig, then that is a fantastic choice for this time of year. My rod, had a few people sort of ask me what my setups were. I'm not sure if it was on YouTube or if it was on TikTok or Instagram, but my rod is a Gancraft Super Violence Jerk. It is a Japanese made rod, and it sort of suits, I'm not sure if they purposely designed it for boat-based squidding here in Australia, but it is, oh, is that a squid? I reckon I've got a squid on that. It is perfectly, is it a squid or a snook? It's perfectly suited for, oh, it's a big snook, I reckon. That's a monster. It's perfectly suited, before I was interrupted, to boat-based fishing. Yeah, it is a snook. Look at him. Shit, I wonder if I can get him. I probably could. Oh, and there's a squid on it. There's a squid on it too. Oh, first cast. And that's a nice squid too. That is a very nice one. We'll get him in. I'm not sure if there was another follower or not, but that is a fantastic start. That's a beautiful size one, that. We'll just get it back out there. It did ink a whole heap. It's a great start. That is a ripper size southern calamari. You cannot complain about the size of that. That is beautiful. It's a lot bigger than what I've been getting recently. We're in nice and shallow here. We're sort of drifting in shallower almost. I want to get sort of one or two more squid here. Give him a, what are you holding on? Dispatch. Probably by about 200 meters or so. Changed up where I'm drifting. Just went quite quiet after I got that first one. Plenty of snook chasing them in, which can be a potential target for them later on if the squid and the whiting aren't playing the game. Be the last cast before I go out and try for some King George. I've only got the one squid on board at the moment, but my thinking is, you know, the smaller baits, good for sort of those legal size fish. Hopefully some slightly bigger baits will be perfect for those slightly larger fish that I'm after. Do have some backup bait also in the esky as well. A little bit of burley, so hopefully we can get something around. That's not a snook. At the moment there's no problem finding snook. They are chasing that squid jag very, very aggressively. I love it when there's glass off days like this, sun above head, and you can just see for a good 15 meters out and you can see stuff stalking your squid jig. I think that's just so cool. There's snook just out a bit further there too. I just saw some nice silver flashes. I reckon if I put on a lure, I can get one pretty much straight away. Oh, there's a squid. Look at him. Oh, there's two. Oh, there's two. I don't know how I missed that one there. There's one. That's another big squid there too. We're going to get him in quick. Block him down because there was another one. There he is, shooting over. Oh, there's a big pack of them. Oh, I don't know how I'm missing them. Come on, come back. Oh, they're just grabbing it. There's a massive pack of them. Really let that one out then. Oh, get out of it. We're going straight back out where that came from too. There was probably about 4 or 5 chasing that in then. It's a nice big juicy pack. I think one's on it, yeah. Oh yeah, That's what you want to see. And they're all just beautiful eating size too. Just the perfect eating size. And we're just gonna pop a little cast out, just because I think they're just hanging back. They're a little bit wary of the kayak, so they're just hanging back. We'll see, we'll use that 90+ degree angle technique and see if we can't pick up another one. Like that. I'm not sure if you saw that, because I was sort of looking out there. This is not a bad squid either. Woohoo! It's a yak turner. You! What a squid. That's a nice one. Come in. Oh yeah. Now when you're fighting a squid, if you're new, please try to not get into the habit of just cranking it in full lock drag, because it is a recipe. I'm just going to net this one for disaster, because when these guys pulse back, if you've got them just hooked, they will just fall off. So you need to sort of just play it nice and slow. You've got them hooked, so you just don't need to sort of do anything extra. This guy's holding on. That's a beauty. I'm gonna go back out to the ink spot there. That's a beauty. What did we get? Just 1, 2, 3, 4 beautiful ones. So I think there was more out there too, to be honest. Using that 90+ degree angle technique. I reckon I'm gonna like trademark that, I reckon. Give that squid jig a bit of action. The Yellow Devil. What a squid jig. I said it at the start, but I'll say it again. This thing, it's a nice option for this time of year. You've got, I'll get that seaweed off. You've got a really appealing bright yellow color with some silver underfoil. Now, in sort of really bright conditions, I'm a firm believer of matching your squid jigs to the conditions that you're facing. So if you've got a really bright day, you want a bright squid jig. It makes it look most natural in the water column. If you've got a dull day, I like using sort of more dull squid jigs, but with bright popping colors on them, like a sort of a pink-headed prawn or pink-headed shrimp by Gancraft. You might see me use that quite often on overcast days, and it just produces so nicely. Now in murky water, I would use your glow jigs and your brightly colored jigs again, just because it stands out a bit in the turbidity of the water. But bright day, bright jigs. Silver underfoil, really good in the sort of when the sun's up high like it is at the moment. If I was here at about 7:30, 8 o'clock, gold underfoil, really good in those morning sort of times. And then red underfoil if it was sort of early in the morning, or if it was blanket dense overcast today, I'd be using sort of red underfoil or silver underfoil as well. In those conditions are really, really good. I sort of go by the analogy matching the squid jig underfoil with the day. So early morning, you see the sunrise, it's sort of that golden, they call it golden hour. It's a gold squid jig underfoil. Overcast conditions, silver squid jig underfoil, really good. And then also silver during the middle of the day. You see that it's almost like a bit of silver, a bit of blue, a bit silvery. Really, really good. Just got another squid here. Getting sort of interrupted in my selection chat. This thing's gone ballistic. What else? Where was I? Oh, and red underfoil is really good. It doesn't really match the term sort of matching with the conditions, but red refracts the most amount of light. The most amount of light out of any other color, so it's really, really visible to squid in low light conditions. So it makes it really, really visible. Now, if you pair that red underfoil with a bit of glow, bit of UV, and then you can have a really, really successful squid jig, or you can just have a completely pitch black squid jig. Got another squid here. A completely pitch black squid jig, like the Black Betty, with that red underfoil. That is a very, very natural presentation. Jesus, look at that. Nice little bundle of squid there. We'll just cast back out, see if there's not another one. Found a few packs now. No good. Look at them down there. Ignore my ugly feet. A nice little, there's another one. That 90+ degree angle. Once you've got it down packed, you don't even need to look at your rod. You don't even need to look at the water. I could quite happily, if I knew the drift line that I was on was good, I could almost close my eyes and just feel. And that's when you know, there you got a squid. That's a beautiful, just eating size, really good bait size calamari. How good. Oh, that's not a great cast, but we'll see if there's any out a bit that way. Work this one a bit harder and then I'll cast back out where I got the last one. Doesn't seem to matter at the moment though. Oh, we got a yak turner! We got a yak turner! It's not a bad squid. Doesn't seem to matter where I cast at the moment. They're just freaking thick. Oi. Oi. Yeah, good boy. That's it, ink away from the kayak. Good boy. Get you. Have a look at this fella. Whee. Look at him. Another just gorgeous, gorgeous southern calamari. Really, really plentiful in this location at the moment. Started off hot, first cast, then nothing for the next 4 or 5, and then just boof. Big boof, like that. And we've got sort of 8 or 9 on board at the moment, I reckon. So well on the way. So much for having, you know, one more bloody cast. Like I said earlier on, persistence pays off. Now hopefully, sorry, I got big time bloody distracted. Hopefully that squid jig stuff makes sense. That's just what I find to be most effective. You could go out, I reckon I've got another squid chasing. You could go out and find that, you know, my tips just then were completely useless and they didn't work for you. That's a snook. That snook just touched it then. You could find that they just don't work for you at all. And that's a-okay. The main thing is finding what you are most confident in and what makes you have that sort of confidence to just pull out one squid jig and be like, this thing is going to catch squid. That's the main thing. But if you do find it helps you, please just drop a comment down below and just say, you know, look, those tips were really good, or those tips were really crap. Try and think of something that makes it a bit easier for me, or maybe something that's a little bit more effective. Now on my squidding store, strictly squidding.store, on each of the squid jigs, if you click on a particular jig, you can sort of scroll down, and where I try and be a little bit different from other online stores is I'll have a list of the best depths, the best time of year to use that squid jig, and the best sort of, yeah, the best time of day, I suppose, or the best locations to use that squid jig and where it's most effective. And that's where I sort of try to be a little bit different, because all those squid jigs that are on that store, all the items on that store are what I personally use and what I swear by. Now, compared to other online stores, you might not get that level of engagement with the shopper. So that's where I try to be a little bit different. Now again, if you find those sort of tips on the store very helpful, then please let me know. You can drop a review, drop a comment, or just message me, whatever. I reply to basically all of the messages that I get, so I really enjoy engaging with you guys out there. That's the main thing. That's why I love doing this, is because it is so I'm getting distracted. It is just so awesome to be a part of a community that is or can be so rewarding. Just giving you guys tips, seeing all my followers and all of you guys going out there catching. Might be your first squid, it might be your bloody first time out in a kayak, you bought a kayak and you're going out there and you're getting your own feeds, and that's what is just absolutely awesome. And that's what makes what I do, fishing, that's just makes it so rewarding. So just, yeah, big thank you to everyone out there who has been supporting the store already as well. All in between drinks here, but just on to another squid here, and this is squid number 10. If we can get him in, it's a beautiful size one again there. Really, really cool squid. They're such amazing critters. Plonker back out. There's one. There may be two there as well. It's a little wet yak turner, this one. It's only on. Oh, you little bastard. Only got me with water. I just saw one just like almost just hold on to it for a little bit and then let go and shoot off. And then I didn't even see it come back to eat it. So it might have been the same one, and I might have just been blind, or it might just be a different squid. Oh, there's another squid. Thought it was the bottom that I was on then. We've got another one on here. This one's a baby, I think. Got him by one candle. We're gonna net this fella. Jesus. Get off. Judging by the way he's hanging on, probably didn't need the net. Cast back out. That's, what do we have? 9, 10, 11, 12, 13. I need 2 more now. That one there was on the very, oh, I'm getting interrupted by squid again. On the very odd, oh, this is a nice one. This is a better one. Yak turner. On the odd occasion, at the start of my action, I'll go through it again, but at the start of my action, I lift to make sure if there's any squid that I haven't felt, that I hook them, and then I reel in the slack from that lift and then start working my squid jig. Now, net this fella again. On the very, very odd occasion, after doing that lift, and a very aggressive squid can, lucky I netted him, can grab onto the squid jig, and that's what happened with that little fella there. I didn't even realise he was on. So 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14. One more. After Hang on, I'll do it again. So I let the jig sink. And to make sure if there's any squid there, I do a little lift like that. I did actually. That's the exact reason why I do that, is to make sure that there's, or if there's a squid on it, that I hook it. That's exactly what happened then. But in that little lift, sometimes there's no squid on it, most of the time there's not. And sometimes, yeah, that little hop can be enough to make a really, really reactive squid grab a hold of it. And this is the limit of southern calamari. How good is that? 15 of the best. That's really good size ones there too. I'm actually stoked with that. Might not actually I haven't showed you this before, this side of squidding. But yeah, you take it on the chin a little bit when they ink in your kayak, because an inky kayak means that you've had a good day on the water. The old cleaning the kayak though, not as fun as catching them. Same as cleaning squid, not as fun as catching them. But you gotta do the hard yards. Look at that, much better, other than the front there, but I'm not Houdini, so I can't get up that far. Lovely, lovely picturesque end to that session. Look at the sun's turned back on, clouds are starting to disappear. Glad I didn't get hit with that thing. But there is a bit coming towards us, so that's why I'm sort of getting off while I can. Not a bad session, 15 squid. A nice snook there at the end, a few lost ones, but a bit of excitement towards the end was nice to finish off what was a nice little session. So